Because without resources, without education, without money, while being oppressed, the black people had over 1,500 inventions. At a time they was not even allowed to read a book. But all the inventions had to be by their master. And many of them being used today. In fact, most of the inventions in America before the 1800s was made by slaves. But because the slaves couldn't get patents, their former masters received all of the credit. The slaves were almost the most skilled craftsmen, and after all they did, again, the Europeans couldn't compete or recognize them, and they formed trade unions and denied the former slaves the entry. In other words, the carpenters, electricians, and the jockeys and everything, the trade unions put them out so they couldn't even enter in. This forced many of the ex-slaves to become shareholders, which was still another form of slavery. The black workers were forced to call their white boss master, and any white person could arrest or beat any black person at all. The protection of the army was removed, and the black people were left at the mercy of the Ku Klux Klan, and there were they for 28 race riots between 1879 and 1906. The Civil Rights Bill of 1875 became an illusion as a super achievement for the former slaves who erased from the pages of American history. The black people had achieved so much in such a short time, they couldn't believe that all this was made to disappear so thoroughly and with no power to fight it. Let me read one more thing, because there's so much beautiful things. I won't try to read it all. But just say we're going to put the book out soon. One more thing. Did you know the man that invented most of the electric and steam engines in America was a black man? All the things who started the invention of all the power motors, you know he was a black man? You know what his name was? The real McCoy. Do you know one time when whites go to buy a engine, if it wasn't a real McCoy, they didn't want it. They said if it ain't made from that black man, it ain't gonna last. They had others that duplicated it, imitated, but they could never duplicate it. And all his inventions was called Roy McCoy. And that's where that word, the real McCoy. This is a real McCoy. It came from black men. But in other words, they had over 15,000 inventions that were from a black man, but the whites got all the credit. And these black men were not even able to get an education. So today you all are able to go to school, able to get books, able to go to the library and go to the internet. And some of us don't know how to make a donut. You had a man like George Washington Carver that made over 300 different ingredients out of one peanut.
Vegetarian meat.
That means we're not really applying ourselves. But what this means to our Russian friend is that all the great things that whites got credit for, it came from black people. Right. All that came. That's the reason they burnt all the books in Alexandria. They said when they burnt their libraries of Alexandria, they put the world back thousands of years. But the white man didn't want the world to know that all of this came from black man. He wanted to think that they did it. And the only way he could do that is destroy our history and tell you never did nothing. And he knew your history, but he destroyed it. Do we have any comments on that? Anything that I've said? We have any comments? We can go to the mic. And if we have anybody on the internet, that want to prove that white people is really colored people, we want them to send us in. And if there's no white people in the world, then we're not talking about nobody, are we? Did you have your hand up, Levi? Just go to the mic. Anybody have any comments? Go to the mic.
Shalom. You know, brother, that was very good. And as you were speaking, I'm saying to myself, I'm willing to bet he would be proven to be the hypocrite. Because if we went back to slavery and you had whites or colored, I'm willing to bet he'll go into that whites-only bathroom. To this day, I'm willing to bet he will go there.
Right now.
Any other comments?
I just wanted to make a comment on something that I was studying earlier this week. They kind of coincide with the relationship with Israel and the Gentiles and who we are. And this is Isaiah 61 and verse 7. I start in verse 6. It says, "But ye shall be named the priests of Yah. Men shall call you the ministers of our Elohim. And ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land shall they possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, Yahweh, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offerings, and I will direct their work in truth. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. And all that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yah have blessed." Hallelujah.
Did you want to say something about it? You read it. You just read it. I mean, what do you want to draw from?
Well, what I wanted to draw from that is dealing with